Hey, I'm D.C. Reeves, Mayor of the City of Pensacola, Florida. We are the beneficiary of really being considered a city in demand. What it tells me is that people believe in us, and there's a confidence in this city that, hey, that small and mid-market town that you don't have to deal with traffic, and you don't have to pay 30% more to live in 300 or 400 square feet. That but can support businesses. We've really been experiencing quite a renaissance within the city of Pensacola in the last 15 years. Not only starting to see the migration that the state of Florida is seeing, but also just a revitalization of our downtown and of investment overall. And the sectors that really are starting to emerge for us are in the aerospace industry mainly. We are largest economic development project at the moment was with ST Engineering, Singapore Technologies at our airport. The third hangar's under construction, so that's maintenance, repair, overhaul of facilities. And what we're most proud of in that sense is we also have our local state college is now building a MRO training on site on our airport. To be able to start to train that next generation. Cybersecurity is another. We're one of the 5 DoD training locations in the United States for cybersecurity, and with that foundational support comes UWF Center for Cybersecurity, which is the only accredited cybersecurity school in the South. We've got some foundational benefits to really be kind of a burgeoning cybersecurity community. One being the military presence, again, the DoD training location, right here, just a few miles west of us, and then also the UWF, the accredited school that is not only doing training here, but also training people all over the country. And so, I feel like this is not. I think we're in our early stages of capitalizing this in terms of economic development. But we've got great foundational pieces and at the university and the DoD training. So what's next? And I think we actually just all of our city staff, economic development, we just had to sit down with the cybersecurity school at UWF to talk about this exact issue: is how do we be good partners in helping let number one understand everything that you do, and number two is you guys are in the field. How do we take a business in Washington, D.C. and say, hey, why not move to Pensacola, Florida? The apprehension to do that versus a larger city is because of talent, right? That's the anxiety, is to say, well, if I leave Washington, if I leave New York, if I leave wherever, how am I going to find good people? So that's why both of those elements, foundational elements, are very valuable to us. Let them talk with our UWS Cybersecurity School about the specific skills that they want to see from graduates, from people that they hire. And then there's some transition complexities of it's very valuable to have someone that's got security clearance, right? That was in the military. There's no congressional district in the United States that has more military personnel active or retired than District 1 of Florida, anywhere in the United States. Because it's a great place to live and retire, but it's also, because of all the bases and all the activity that we have. The most exciting project lately has been that we're relocating the headquarters of American Magic, which is the America's Cup sailing team, that they'll move their permanent headquarters to our port. So that's maybe not quite an industry yet here, but the light manufacturing, composite manufacturing, and being able to plant your flag as the sailing destination of the United States of America is another cool aspect that could come with its own compounding impact within the sailing industry. I was a sports writer, covered football for a living, and then moved back here to work for a guy named Quint Studer, who is our largest community volunteer and kind of the single most influential in the revitalization of downtown. That he was an entrepreneur himself, sold his business, and kind of didn't really care what the ROI was, but he wanted to restore that building, or he helped drive. We have a waterfront baseball park here that is a AA baseball team. Then a year or so in, I said, do you care if I'm, moonlight and invest everything in my name in this crazy idea of opening a craft brewery? He said yes. And then we grew that to 4 locations, about 50 employees. And I sold that right before I started. I didn't have to legally, but the timing worked out that way. I will never vote for somebody who doesn't have some experience either they don't have to have owned a business. It's not that you need the financial wherewithal to have owned a business, but at least operated a business at some form. And again, I mean, I wasn't operating a big business. I was a chief of staff for a larger one, but you know, I learned as much when it's your money and your job and your quality of life and your family on the line. There's nothing that replicates decision making experience like that.